Ave Maria is not just a prayer. It is a gentle whisper of the heart, a divine melody that flows directly from the soul towards the heavens, carrying with it every burden, every longing, every silent cry that a human heart experiences in its lifetime. When someone utters the words, "Hail Mary," it is not merely repetition. It is a surrender, a moment where the trembling hands of a weary soul reach for the comforting presence of the Holy Mother, who stands as a bridge between human fragility and divine strength. For centuries, this prayer has traveled across continents, cultures, and generations, touching the hearts of kings and peasants, believers and wanderers, artists and saints alike. It is a prayer that does not age, does not fade, does not lose its fragrance, because it is born from pure devotion. A devotion so timeless that even the world's greatest cathedrals echo with its resonance, and even the quietest, most hidden hearts whisper it in the silence of night. The very sound of Ave Maria carries an otherworldly calm, as though heaven itself leans closer when these sacred words are spoken, embracing the one who prays with a peace that cannot be explained, but only felt. There is something profoundly intimate about this prayer, something tender and maternal, as if each word is gently placed in the hands of Mary, the Mother of Compassion, who receives it with love and carries it to God. When the world becomes heavy, when worries creep like shadows over the mind, when one feels alone, uncertain, or lost, the Ave Maria becomes a refuge, a spiritual sanctuary where the soul finds shelter from storms that the eyes cannot see. It is in these moments that the prayer becomes more than a ritual. It becomes a lifeline, a reminder that even in the darkest struggles, there is a motherly presence watching, guiding, and comforting, the way a mother soothes a child who has awakened from a bad dream. Mary is not distant. She is close, tender, and filled with compassion, and through this simple prayer, her presence becomes palpable, almost like a soft hand resting gently on the troubled heart. What makes Ave Maria so powerful is not its length, but its purity. It is a prayer woven from humility, hope, and trust, inviting us to step away from our anxieties, our mistakes, our fears, and return to the heart of faith. When someone prays Ave Maria with sincerity, it is as if the heavy stones within the heart begin to dissolve into light. Each word becomes a tear washed away, a wound gently healed, a burden quietly lifted. Many people have shared stories of praying Ave Maria in moments of despair, only to find sudden peace, unexpected strength, or a sign of hope that felt nothing short of miraculous. It is as if Mary listens not only to the prayer, but also to the emotions behind it, the unspoken, unexpressed, deeply hidden emotions that even we struggle to understand within ourselves. She listens to the fears we cannot voice, the dreams we dare not speak, the regrets we hide, and the hopes we cling to even when everything seems hopeless. Throughout history, Ave Maria has inspired music, art, poetry, and devotion. The world has heard countless renditions of the prayer, sung by voices that seem to descend from another realm, filling the hearts of listeners with chills and tears. Why does this prayer move people so deeply? Perhaps because it carries the universal longing for a mother's touch, a divine embrace, a spiritual reassurance that we are not walking this journey alone. In the vastness of life, where humans feel like fragile leaves blown by unpredictable winds, Ave Maria becomes an anchor, gentle but unbreakable. It grounds the soul in faith, reminding it that no storm is stronger than divine grace. Her heart open to every voice that calls out to her. Whether whispered by a child, sung inside a grand cathedral, or uttered by someone crying alone in their room. The Ave Maria reaches her all the same. She does not differentiate by language, background, or worthiness. Because her love is not measured by human standards. Her love is unconditional. She embraces the sinner and the saint, the lost and the faithful, the weak and the strong, with the same tenderness, offering her compassion as a healing balm to every wounded heart. In the silence of early morning, when the world is still half asleep, the prayer feels like a soft dawn rising within the soul. At night, when the mind becomes overwhelmed with thoughts and uncertainties, the Ave Maria becomes like a lullaby, soothing the restless heart and reminding it to trust in divine timing. Many have discovered that praying Hail Mary repeatedly transforms the atmosphere within them. It quiets the storms of the mind, slows the racing heartbeat, and stirs a gentle sense of divine presence. It is as if each repetition builds a staircase of peace that leads the soul closer to heaven, step by step, breath by breath. The beauty of Ave Maria lies also in its simplicity. You do not need to be perfect to pray it. You do not need to be free of flaws, doubts, or mistakes. You do not need to have all the answers or feel spiritually strong. Even at your lowest, even when you feel unworthy, even when you feel disconnected from God, the prayer welcomes you. It meets you exactly where you are and lifts you to where you need to be. This is the grace of Mary. She does not push, she invites. She does not judge, she embraces. She does not condemn, she consoles. Through Ave Maria, she whispers to the soul, "My child, you are safe. You are loved. You are never alone." In moments of gratitude, the prayer becomes a song of thanksgiving. In moments of confusion, it becomes a guide. In moments of fear, it becomes a shield. In moments of silence, it becomes a companion. No matter what one is experiencing, Ave Maria adapts to the shape of the heart like water filling the contours of a vessel. It becomes exactly what the soul needs at that moment, offering comfort, strength, clarity, or surrender. There is something profoundly divine about a prayer that can touch every heart differently yet deeply, offering each person a unique experience of grace. Even those who do not fully understand its meaning sometimes feel moved simply by hearing it. Its vibration enters the heart before the mind can interpret the words, because the soul recognizes love before the intellect recognizes language. And Mary's presence is love, pure, maternal, healing love that radiates through the prayer like light through stained glass, transforming everything it touches. When life becomes difficult, when prayers feel unanswered, when faith feels shaken, the Ave Maria reminds us to trust, to wait, to believe that divine timing never fails. It teaches patience, resilience, and surrender. Not surrender as giving up, but surrender as placing your life in the hands of a love more powerful than any fear. Through this prayer, the soul learns that even when the path is unclear, Mary is walking beside us, guiding us gently towards God's plan, which is always greater, always wiser, always filled with purpose. To pray Ave Maria is to step into a moment of eternity. It is to pause the noise of the world and listen to the heartbeat of heaven. It is to close your eyes and feel the invisible embrace of a mother whose love transcends time and space. It is to trust that even when everything feels uncertain, grace is working silently behind the scenes. It is to remember that miracles often begin with a single, sincere prayer whispered from a trembling heart. This is why Ave Maria touches the soul, because it is more than words. It is a doorway to divine peace, a gentle reminder that we are children of heaven, watched over, loved, and never abandoned. It is a prayer that transforms tears into hope, fear into faith, heaviness into light, confusion into clarity, and loneliness into divine companionship. It is a prayer that holds the soul the way a mother holds her child, with tenderness, patience, and infinite love. And in this embrace, the soul finds what it has always been searching for: peace. There are prayers that rise from the lips, and there are prayers that rise from the soul. Ave Maria belongs to the latter. It is a prayer that breathes with the rhythm of the heart, a prayer that knows how to speak even when the voice trembles and emotions break. Sometimes a person does not know what to pray for, how to begin, or what words to offer God when the heart feels overwhelmed. But the moment the words, "Hail Mary, full of grace," escape the lips, something within shifts. The heart loosens its knots. The mind becomes still, and a soft light begins to glow in places that were previously filled with darkness. This is the quiet miracle of this ancient prayer. It transforms the inner landscape without making noise. It heals without drawing attention. It strengthens without force. It comforts without explanation. It becomes a gentle companion that walks with you through suffering, joy, fear, and faith. Many people have experienced moments in life where everything felt broken. Dreams shattered, trust betrayed, relationships lost, health shaken, hope dimmed. In such moments, when the soul feels too weak to stand, too exhausted to speak, or too empty to believe, the Ave Maria becomes a hand reaching down into the depths, lifting the heart back into the light. Even when the person praying feels spiritually cold or distant from God, Mary does not turn away. Instead, she brings them closer with the tenderness only a mother can give. She does not say, "You must be perfect to pray." She says, "Come as you are, broken, tired, wounded, afraid. I will take your prayer and make it beautiful before God." This is why millions return to Ave Maria again and again, not because they are strong, but because they need a mother who understands weakness and heals it with love. And then there are the moments of joy, moments when life feels bright, when blessings flow, when the heart overflows with gratitude. In such moments, Ave Maria becomes a song of praise, a way of saying, "Mother, thank you for guiding me, protecting me, lifting me." The prayer adapts to every season of life, whether a person is celebrating a miracle or begging for one. It becomes a bridge connecting the human experience with divine grace. It takes ordinary moments and fills them with sacred meaning. It takes pain and transforms it into courage. It takes confusion and shapes it into wisdom. It takes loneliness and surrounds it with heavenly presence. It is a prayer that evolves, expands, and deepens as the person praying grows through life's challenges. There is also a certain mystery behind the peace that this prayer brings. Some say it is psychological. Others say it is spiritual. But those who have truly felt it know that it is something more. something heavenly, something divine. Because when Ave Maria is prayed with sincerity, a strange calmness descends, like soft rain falling on a burning field, extinguishing the flames of worry and cooling the heat of anxiety. It quiets the mind that overthinks, softens the heart that has turned rigid from pain, and clears the vision of a soul that has lost direction. It is as if Mary herself steps into the room, takes a seat beside the one who prays, and listens with a love that no human words can describe. She becomes the silent presence that wipes away tears without asking why they were shed. She becomes the strength behind the one who feels they cannot continue. She becomes the courage of the one who has lost faith in themselves. In this fast and noisy world, where every day demands more, where minds overflow with information and hearts feel increasingly burdened, the simplicity of Ave Maria becomes a breath of fresh air. It offers a pause, a holy pause, that invites the soul to slow down and remember what truly matters. The prayer doesn't ask for perfection. It asks for sincerity. It doesn't demand knowledge. It asks for openness. It doesn't expect you to have everything figured out. It simply asks you to trust. And trust, when placed in the hands of the Holy Mother, becomes a powerful force, one that can move mountains inside the heart. There is a sacred beauty in knowing that when you whisper Ave Maria, you are praying a prayer that saints prayed, that generations before you prayed, that millions around the world are praying at the same moment. It connects your heart to a global river of faith, flowing through centuries, touching every soul that has ever sought Mary's comfort. And in this connection, you realize that you are not alone. Your struggles, your hopes, your tears, your dreams, they are shared by many and carried lovingly by a divine mother whose embrace transcends time. Even at the final moments of life, when someone takes their last breath, Ave Maria is often the prayer whispered at their bedside. This is because it is not just a prayer for the living. It is also a prayer that gently guides the soul into eternal peace. It comforts the dying, strengthens the grieving, and brings heaven closer to earth. When the soul is fragile, trembling, unsure of what comes next, Mary becomes the soft light that leads it home. Ave Maria is a reminder that faith is not about never falling. It is about always having someone to lift you whenever you do. It teaches that grace is not earned, it is given. It reminds the heart that even the smallest, weakest prayer can move the heavens when spoken with love. And above all, it reveals that behind every struggle, every doubt, every fear, there is a divine mother watching over you, praying for you, interceding for you, loving you more deeply than you can ever comprehend. This is why Ave Maria is a prayer that touches the soul, because it speaks directly to the deepest parts of the human heart, the parts that long for comfort, guidance, and unconditional love. And through this prayer, heaven responds with an embrace that transforms everything.